today, Tuesday, October 21st. Today we are going to be looking a little bit more in depth to our vocabulary words or our key terms or our keywords. Remember, in our Northern Lights textbook app, that's this app here, these are located in our chapter 2. Oops, not that chapter, this chapter. Hopefully yours is already downloaded. We have our key terms right here. So we have petroglyph, elder, archaeologist, perspective, oral history, artifact, scientific method, and hypothesis. So yesterday you were supposed to pick one of those key terms and find that definition. Today you're going to look at each one of those a little bit more in depth. So if we go into Schoology, we are going to find today's folder, which you have already done because you're watching this video. And we're going to go into this week's folder, and we're going to go into Tuesday. You'll see we have our to-dos there today, which is read the Schoology update, complete the attendance form for those at-home learners, which is you. So make sure you do that. I still have a couple of you who are not completing that Google form that's attached to our update. Okay, so it's a link on our update. You're watching the video. You're going to upload the Chapter 2 key terms PDF into Notability. You're going to complete the Chapter 2 key terms according to the directions that I'm giving you in this video. And you're going to submit the Chapter 2 key terms PDF to Chapter 2 key terms assignment. Okay, so you are going to need to do a split screen for this, and I'm going to try and show you the easiest way to do it. So this PDF is the one that we want to upload to Notability. So you're going to send this to Notability. You'll notice we're only doing 6 of our vocabulary words. We're not doing hypothesis or scientific method. We're going to focus more on the social studies aspects of our vocabulary words today. I've already put this into Notability. So we're also going to look at these Quizlet words. And sometimes it works best if you open it in Safari. Okay. So there's that. And then I'm going to take Notability. No, let's try that again. So I'm going to open up Notability, right? And then now that Schoology link is open here in Safari. Okay, so let me show you again. In Schoology, you're going to put your key terms into Notability, and then you're going to go and open this Quizlet vocab in Safari, right, by using this link right down here, and you're going to say open in Safari. Okay, then you're going to have to close out of everything and open Notability because you want Notability to be the bulk of your screen because that's where you're going to be doing the bulk of your work. And then if you swipe up and grab Schoology and put it there, now we have our vocabulary words. Okay. The other thing I want to remind you guys is that you can move this window on either side. And I'm just clicking and holding this little gray bar, and I can move it back and forth. Okay, so you're going to need to know what word we're working on, petroglyph, right? But then we can move it to do the work. Okay, so obviously the first thing you need to do is write that definition. Okay, now 6th graders, when you're writing this definition, here is our definition given by our textbook, right? It's just in Quizlet instead of having to go back and forth to the textbook because sometimes that textbook is not super friendly with our Notability. So here we're going to say a rock carving. Whoa. Made by people. Okay. Now 6th graders, if there was a word in here that you didn't understand, you would need to change the definition into something that makes sense to you. Okay, then you'll notice that we have a picture or a drawing. You are going to be drawing something, okay? So really quickly, I'm going to look in our textbook because this is a great place to look for ideas of what to do, okay? Right here, you see this petroglyph. You'll notice that it's on a rock, okay? And on this page, page 7, if you click through these red arrows, they have, what is it, like 10 different petroglyphs that are at Jeffers. So you get to pick one of those and make that drawing. I personally prefer to do the turtle. Just going to pull my words back up, right? Now, 6th graders, this is where you're going to earn points, okay? I very easily could take this. I'm going to do it gray. I'm trying to remember what the turtle looks like. It's something like this. Okay, so if we look back in our textbook, the one I was doing was this one. Okay, similar, right? But the issue that I have with this picture is that it's not really showing that it's in a rock. There's not a lot of detail, there's not a lot of effort. Okay, so my biggest suggestion to you is make sure you're putting effort into your drawings if you want to get a grade that reflects effort and understanding of what these different things are. So as we said, the first thing that they kind of talked about is that it's a drawing, a rock carving, right? So here I'm going to draw a rock, okay? So we're just drawing that rock. Okay, remember the highlighter often does this double up, which is okay. Okay, so here's our rock. And then we're going to do that carving. Okay, we did this, then we did this. And then if you notice, and I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth, but I want to show you where we're at, or where my brain is at with this one. Notice how there is like moss and stuff in here, and that there's some other lines in here. So remember, most of these drawings are thousands of years old. So then in here, just gonna find a green. Just gonna add some detail, okay? Think about when you are drawing anything, right? It's kind of all about the detail, right? Okay, so then there's my petroglyph, which is a rock carving made by people. Okay, and then I'm going to do that 5 more times. Okay, where I write our definition in here, and then I draw a picture in here. Now, 6th graders, some of these are going to be a little bit more of a scene. I think of like an elder, right? You're going to want to have someone who is clearly older, and then somehow showing respect for that person. An archaeologist might be at a dig somewhere, right, with different digging tools around him, maybe holding a shovel. Oh my goodness. Let's do this, Miss Lee. And then we're going to do perspective, oral history, and artifact. Remember, 6th graders, if you're still struggling of what you want to include, go back into that chapter and not only read the definition here, but you can read about what they're talking about, okay? And that might give you some clues of what to see. Okay, like here it talks about perspective. When people examine historical objects, they interpret them based on their perspective. People's experience affect how they think about the world, both past and present. Everyone looks at things differently based on their education, culture, time period, and home. Recognize how perspectives differ is an important part of understanding history. Okay, so maybe you have two people in your picture and you somehow distinguish differences between them, maybe their age, maybe their education, maybe their time period that they're living in, and they're seeing things very differently. Okay, so sixth graders, once you get done with this, you are going to upload it into Schoology, and that is your assignment for the day. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to send me an email. You guys have about 50 minutes, just like you did. I'm sorry, you have about 40 minutes. So you should spend between 5 and 10 minutes on each of these vocabulary words, okay? Thanks, sixth graders. Have a great rest of your day.